My name is Maria. I'm 50 years old now. Today I want to tell you my story. It is a long story. It is a story about love, pain, hope, and strength. It is a story about raising my daughter alone. This is my journey. I was 25 years old when I met Daniel. He was tall and handsome. He had dark hair and brown eyes. He worked in a restaurant near my house. I worked in a small shop that sold flowers. Every day I walked past his restaurant. Every day he smiled at me. One day he came to my flower shop. He bought red roses. "These are for you," he said. My heart felt warm. We started talking. We talked every day. Soon we fell in love. Daniel was kind and funny. He made me laugh. He told me stories about his dreams. He wanted to open his own restaurant one day. He wanted to travel the world. He wanted a family. I wanted these things too. After 1 year we got married. It was a small wedding. My parents came. His parents came. We were so happy. We moved into a small apartment. It had 1 bedroom, a kitchen, and a living room. It was not big, but it was our home. 2 years later I became pregnant. Daniel and I were so excited. We painted the small second room yellow. We bought a crib. We chose a name. If the baby was a girl, we would call her Sofia. If the baby was a boy, we would call him Lucas. When Sofia was born, I cried tears of joy. She was so small and beautiful. She had Daniel's brown eyes. She had my dark hair. Daniel held her in his arms. "She is perfect," he said. I agreed. She was perfect. For the first 3 months, life was beautiful. Daniel worked at the restaurant. I stayed home with Sofia. She was a good baby. She slept well. She smiled a lot. Daniel came home every evening. He played with Sofia. He sang to her. He was a good father. But then things started to change. Daniel began working late. He came home at midnight, sometimes at 2 in the morning. He said the restaurant was very busy. He said they needed him. I believed him. Then he started going out on weekends. He said he was meeting friends. He said he needed to relax. I understood. Work was hard. But I felt lonely. I was always alone with Sofia. One night Daniel came home very late. It was 3 in the morning. I was awake with Sofia. She was crying. I smelled perfume on his shirt. It was not my perfume. "Where were you?" I asked. "At work," he said. But he did not look at me. "Daniel, please tell me the truth," I said. He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "I met someone else, Maria. I am sorry. I do not love you anymore." My heart broke into 1,000 pieces. I could not breathe. I could not speak. "What about Sofia?" I finally asked. "What about our daughter?" "I cannot do this," he said. "I cannot be a father. I am too young. I want to be free." The next morning Daniel packed his clothes. He took his books. He took his guitar. He left money on the table. Then he walked out the door. He did not look back. He did not say goodbye to Sofia. I stood there holding my baby. I cried and cried. Sofia looked at me with her big brown eyes. She did not understand. She was only 3 months old. That day I became a single mother. The first weeks were terrible. I cried every day. I felt angry. I felt sad. I felt lost. How could Daniel leave us? How could he leave his own daughter? But Sofia needed me. She needed food. She needed clean clothes. She needed love. I had to be strong for her. I went back to work at the flower shop. My mother came to watch Sofia during the day. My mother was a good woman. She loved Sofia very much. But I felt guilty. I wanted to be with my daughter. I wanted to watch her grow. Money was very difficult. Daniel sent money for the first 2 months. Then he stopped. I called him, but he did not answer. I sent messages, but he did not reply. He disappeared from our lives completely. I worked 6 days a week. I woke up at 5 in the morning. I fed Sofia. I dressed her. I took her to my mother's house. Then I went to work. I worked until 6 in the evening. Then I picked up Sofia. I went home. I cooked dinner. I cleaned the house. I gave Sofia a bath. I put her to bed. Then I fell asleep exhausted. This was my life every day. Sometimes I felt so tired that I wanted to give up. Sometimes I sat in the bathroom and cried. But then I looked at Sofia's face and I found strength. She was my reason to keep going. When Sofia was 2 years old, she started talking. Her first word was Mama. I cried when I heard it. She said Mama and pointed at me. My heart was so full of love. But Sofia also started asking questions. Where is Papa? She asked. I did not know what to say. How do you tell a child that her father left? How do you explain that he did not want her? Papa is away, I said. He is working far away. When will he come back? She asked. I do not know, my love, I said. This question came again and again. Every time it hurt my heart. When Sofia was 4 years old, she started preschool. I was happy but also worried. I had to pay for school. I had to buy books and uniforms. Money was always tight. I asked my boss at the flower shop for more hours. He agreed. I started working on Sundays too. Now I worked every day. I almost never had rest. I was always tired. My body hurt. My feet hurt from standing all day. My back hurt from carrying heavy flower pots. But I could not stop. I needed the money for Sofia. Other children at school had both parents. They had nice clothes. They had new toys. Sofia sometimes came home sad. Why do other children have a papa but I do not? She asked one day. I knelt down and held her hands. Sofia, you have me, I said. I love you more than anything in the world. I am your mama and your papa. I will always take care of you. She hugged me. I love you, Mama, she said. Those words gave me strength to continue. Life was hard, but there were beautiful moments too. These moments made everything worthwhile. Every evening, Sofia and I read books together. We sat on her bed, and I read her stories about princesses, animals, and adventures. She loved these stories. She loved spending time with me. On Sundays after work, we went to the park. Sofia played on the swings. She ran on the grass. She laughed and smiled. Seeing her happy made me happy. We did not have much money, but we had love. We had each other. For Sofia's 5th birthday, I wanted to do something special. I saved money for 3 months. I bought her a small cake. I bought her a doll she wanted. I invited my mother and my sister. When Sofia saw the cake, her eyes became so big. Is this for me, Mama? She asked. Yes, my love, I said. Happy birthday. She hugged me so tight. This is the best birthday ever, she said. I cried tears of happiness that night. I was giving her everything I could. When Sofia was 7 years old, a big problem came. She got sick. She had a high fever. She coughed all the time. She could not go to school. I took her to the doctor. The doctor said she had pneumonia. She needed medicine. The medicine was expensive. I did not have enough money. I called Daniel. I found his number from an old friend. I called him many times. Finally, he answered. Daniel, Sofia is sick, I said. She needs medicine. Please, can you help? I do not have money, he said. His voice was cold. She is your daughter, I said. Please. She needs you. I told you, Maria. I cannot do this. Do not call me again. He hung up. I felt so angry. How could he be so cruel? This was his daughter. His own blood. I asked my mother for help. She gave me some money. I asked my sister. She gave me what she could. I borrowed money from a friend. Finally, I had enough for the medicine. Sofia got better after 2 weeks. But I was now in debt. I owed money to 3 people. I worked extra hours to pay them back. Took me 6 months. This was my life. Always working. Always worrying about money. Always trying to give Sofia everything she needed. The years passed. Sofia grew from a little girl into a young woman. She was smart and strong. She was kind and beautiful. She looked more like Daniel every year, but she had my heart. When Sofia was 10 years old, she asked me about her father again. She was older now. She deserved to know the truth. We sat on the sofa together. I held her hand. Sofia, I need to tell you something about your father, I said. What is it, Mama? She asked. Your father left us when you were a baby, I said. He said he was not ready to be a father. I am sorry. Sofia was quiet for a long time. Then she said, Does he not love me? My heart broke. I do not know, my love, I said honestly. But I love you. I love you enough for both parents. Tears ran down her face. I held her while she cried. That night was very hard. But Sofia was strong. She was stronger than I expected. The next day she woke up and went to school. She continued with her life. From that day, Sofia never asked about her father again. She stopped wondering. She stopped hoping he would come back. She accepted that it was just the two of us. And that was enough. Sofia was an excellent student. She loved reading. She loved learning. Her teachers said she was very smart. They said she could go to university. University. The word scared me. University was expensive. How could I pay for it? I was already struggling to pay for everything. But Sofia had dreams. She wanted to become a teacher. She wanted to help children learn. She wanted to make a difference in the world. Mama, I want to go to university, she said when she was 15. I know, my love, I said. And you will. I promise. I did not know how I would do it. But I had to find a way. I started saving money. Every week I put a little bit aside. I stopped buying things for myself. I wore old clothes. I did not go out. Every penny went into savings for Sofia's education. I also worked even more. I took a second job cleaning offices at night. I worked at the flower shop during the day. I cleaned offices from 8 at night until midnight. Then I went home, slept for a few hours and started again. My body was tired. I was 40 years old, but I felt like I was 60. My hands hurt. My back hurt. But I kept going. For Sofia. Sofia noticed how hard I was working. Mama, you are working too much, she said. Please rest. I am fine, my love, I said. I want you to have a good future. But I worry about you, she said. Do not worry, I said. Seeing you happy makes me happy. That is all I need. Being a single mother to a teenager was not easy. Sofia was a good girl, but she had difficult moments. Sometimes she was angry. She was angry that she did not have a father. She was angry that we did not have much money. She was angry when she saw other families that were complete. It is not fair, Mama, she shouted one day. Why do I not have a normal family? Why did Papa leave us? I did not have answers. I know it is hard, Sofia, I said. I wish things were different. But we have each other. We are a family. It is not the same, she said. She went to her room and closed the door. These moments were painful. But I understood her. She had a right to be angry. She had a right to feel sad. I always gave her space when she needed it. But I also always reminded her that I loved her. No matter what. As Sofia got older, she began to understand more. She saw how hard I worked. She saw how much I sacrificed for her. She became grateful. When she was 16, she got a part-time job at a bookstore. She wanted to help with money. I was so proud of her. Mama, I can help now, she said. You do not have to work so hard. No, Sofia, I said. Save your money. You will need it for university. But Mama. No, I said firmly. Your job is to study. My job is to take care of you. But Sofia was stubborn. She was like me. She gave me part of her money every month. She insisted. We argued, but finally I accepted. She wanted to help. She wanted to be part of the team. We were in this together. When Sofia finished high school, she had excellent grades. She applied to 3 universities. We waited for the answers. Every day Sofia checked the mailbox. Every day, I prayed that she would get accepted. Finally, the letters came. Sofia was accepted to all 3 universities. We cried and laughed together. My daughter was going to university. But now came the hard part. How would we pay? Sofia received a small scholarship. It helped, but it was not enough. I needed to find more money. I went to the bank. I asked for a loan. They said yes. I borrowed money for Sofia's first year. I was now in debt again. I owed money to the bank. I owed rent. I owed bills. But I did not care. Sofia was going to university. That was all that mattered. On Sofia's first day of university, I went with her. We walked through the campus together. It was beautiful. There were big buildings, green grass, and many students. "Mama, look," Sofia said. She was so excited. Her eyes were shining. "I am so proud of you," I said. Tears ran down my face. "Thank you, Mama," she said. "Thank you for everything. I know how hard you worked for this. I promise I will make you proud." "You already make me proud," I said. "Every single day." We hugged for a long time. Other students walked past us, but I did not care. This was our moment. When Sofia started university, she moved to a dormitory. It was closer to her classes. It was easier for her. Suddenly I was alone. The apartment felt empty. It was too quiet. I missed hearing Sofia's voice. I missed her laughter. I missed cooking for her. For the first time in 19 years I was alone. Felt strange. My whole life had been about Sofia. Working for Sofia. Saving for Sofia. Taking care of Sofia. Now she was gone. Who was I without her? I cried a lot during those first weeks. I missed my daughter so much. But I was also happy. She was following her dreams. She was building her future. Sofia called me every day. "Mama, how are you?" she always asked. "I am fine, my love," I always said. "Tell me about your classes." She told me about her professors. She told me about her new friends. She told me about everything she was learning. I loved hearing her voice. I loved knowing she was happy. During this time, I thought a lot about my life. I had raised a child alone. It had been the hardest thing I ever did. There were so many difficult moments. So many tears. So many sleepless nights. But I did it. I succeeded. Sofia was in university. She was strong, smart, and kind. She was going to be okay. I felt proud of myself. For the first time in years, I felt proud. With Sofia away, I had time for myself. This was strange and new. I still worked at the flower shop. But I quit my night job. I decided to rest. My body needed rest. I was 44 years old and I was exhausted. I started taking care of myself. I went for walks in the park. I read books. I called old friends I had not seen in years. I learned to enjoy being alone. One day, my boss at the flower shop asked me to manage the store. He wanted to open a second shop. He needed someone to run the first one. "You have worked here for 20 years, Maria," he said. "You know everything about flowers. You work hard. I trust you. Will you be the manager?" I was surprised. "Manager? Me?" "Yes," I said. "Thank you. I will do my best." With the new position came more money. Not much, but it helped. I could breathe a little easier. I could save a little more. Life was getting better. Sofia did very well at university. She got high marks in all her classes. She made good friends. She was happy. Every weekend she came home to visit me. We cooked together. We talked. We watched movies. These weekends were precious to me. Sofia told me about her classes. She told me about the children she taught during her practice sessions. "Mama, I love teaching," she said. "I love seeing children learn. I love helping them." "You will be an amazing teacher," I said. And I meant it. In her third year, Sofia met a young man named Carlos. He was also studying to be a teacher. Sofia told me about him. "Mama, he is very kind," she said. "He makes me laugh. I think you will like him." I was happy for her. But I was also protective. "Be careful, Sofia," I said. "Not all men are good." I thought about Daniel. I did not want Sofia to be hurt like I was hurt. I know, Mama, she said. Carlos is different. He is a good person. A few months later, Sofia brought Carlos to meet me. He was tall and thin. He had kind eyes. He shook my hand. It is nice to meet you, Mrs. Maria, he said. Sofia talks about you all the time. We had dinner together. Carlos was polite and respectful. He helped me clean the dishes. He asked me questions. He was interested in my life. Mama, what do you think? Sofia asked after he left. He seems like a good man, I said. But take your time. Do not rush. I will, Mama, she said. For years passed quickly. Finally, Sofia's graduation day arrived. I bought a new dress for the occasion. It was the first new dress I had bought in 10 years. I wanted to look nice for my daughter's special day. The graduation ceremony was beautiful. There were hundreds of students in black gowns and caps. I sat in the audience and waited. When they called Sofia's name, I stood up. That is my daughter. I wanted to shout. I was bursting with pride. Sofia walked across the stage. She received her diploma. She smiled at the camera. She looked so grown up, so professional. After the ceremony, Sofia ran to me. She hugged me tight. I did it, Mama, she said. You did it, I said. Tears ran down my face. I am so proud of you. I could not have done it without you, she said. You gave me everything. You sacrificed everything for me. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for never giving up. We both cried. We held each other. People walked around us, but we did not notice. This was our moment. After all the years of struggle, of pain, of hard work, this was our victory. Carlos came over. He had a camera. Let me take a picture of you too, he said. Sofia and I stood together. She wore her black graduation gown. I wore my new dress. We smiled. Carlos took the picture. That picture now sits on my living room table. Every time I look at it, I remember that day. The day all our hard work paid off. A few months after graduation, something unexpected happened. I was working at the flower shop when a man walked in. He was older now, with gray hair at his temples. But I recognized him immediately. It was Daniel. My heart stopped. I had not seen him in 23 years. 23 years since he walked out the door. Maria, he said. His voice was quiet. I did not know what to say. I felt angry. I felt confused. What are you doing here? I finally asked. I heard about Sofia's graduation, he said. I heard she became a teacher. I wanted to congratulate her. I could not believe what I was hearing. You wanted to congratulate her? I said. My voice was cold. You left her when she was 3 months old. You never called. You never sent money. You disappeared completely. And now you want to congratulate her. I know, he said. He looked down at his feet. I was young and stupid. I made a terrible mistake. A mistake, I said. I was getting angry now. Leaving your daughter was not a mistake. It was a choice. You chose to leave. I am sorry, Maria, he said. I am truly sorry. Can I see her? Can I talk to Sofia? No, I said firmly. You cannot. Sofia does not need you. She never needed you. I raised her alone. I worked 2 jobs. I went into debt. I gave her everything. You gave her nothing. Please. Leave, I said. Do not come back. Daniel stood there for a moment. Then he nodded slowly. He turned and walked out of the shop. I stood there shaking. After all these years, he came back. Not to help. Not to apologize properly. But to ease his own guilt. That evening, I told Sofia about Daniel's visit. He came to see me, she asked. Yes, I said. He wanted to talk to you. Sofia was quiet for a long time. Then she said, What did you tell him? I told him to leave, I said. I hope that was okay. Sofia smiled. That was perfect, Mama. I do not need him. I have you. I have always had you. You are my hero. Those words meant everything to me. Sofia got a job at an elementary school. She taught second grade. She loved it. Every day, she came home with stories about her students. "Mama, one little boy learned to read today," she would say. "He was so happy. Seeing Sofia happy made me happy. All those years of struggle were worth it." After 2 years, Sofia and Carlos got engaged. They came to tell me together. "Mama, we are getting married," Sofia said. She showed me her ring. It was simple but beautiful. "Congratulations," I said. I hugged them both. Carlos looked at me seriously. "Mrs. Maria, I promise I will take care of Sofia," he said. "I promise I will never leave her. I promise I will be a good husband." "I believe you," I said. And I did. The wedding was small and beautiful. Sofia wore a white dress. She looked like an angel. I cried through the whole ceremony. When Sofia and Carlos said their vows, I thought about everything we had been through. The hard times, the lonely nights, the struggles, but also the love, the strength, the victory. At the reception, Sofia gave a speech. "I want to thank my mother," she said. She looked at me. "Mama, you raised me alone. You worked so hard. You never gave up. You taught me to be strong. You taught me to chase my dreams. Everything I am is because of you. Thank you, Mama. I love you." Everyone clapped. I cried. Sofia came to me and hugged me. "Thank you for everything," she whispered. "Thank you for being my daughter," I whispered back. 2 years after Sofia's wedding, she gave birth to a baby girl, my granddaughter. They named her Maria after me. When I held baby Maria in my arms, I cried. She was so small and perfect. She had Sofia's eyes. She had my dark hair. "Hello, little Maria," I whispered. "Welcome to the world." Sofia watched me from the hospital bed. She was smiling. "Mama, you are a grandmother now," she said. "I cannot believe it," I said. Time went so fast. Holding my granddaughter, I thought about everything. 26 years ago, I held Sofia the same way. I was alone and scared. I did not know if I could do it. But I did it. I raised Sofia alone. It was the hardest thing I ever did. But it was also the most important thing. Now Sofia was a mother. She was married to a good man. She had a beautiful daughter. She was happy. I did my job. I gave Sofia a good life. I gave her love, education, and strength. Now she was passing those things to her own daughter. I'm 50 years old now. Sofia is 26. Little Maria is 2 years old. My life is very different from what I imagined when I was young. I thought I would have a husband. I thought I would have a big family. I thought life would be easy. But life was not easy. Life was hard. Life was full of struggles. Daniel left us. I had to raise Sofia alone. I worked 2 jobs. I went into debt. I cried many nights. I felt lonely and scared. But I did not give up. I could not give up. Sofia needed me. Looking back, I see all the difficult times. But I also see the beautiful moments. Sofia's first word. Her first day of school. Her graduation. Her wedding. The birth of her daughter. These moments made everything worthwhile. People sometimes ask me, "Maria, how did you do it? How did you raise a child alone?" I tell them the truth. Love, I say. Love and determination. When you love someone more than yourself, you find strength you did not know you had. Raising Sofia was the hardest thing I ever did. But it was also the best thing I ever did. Today, when I see Sofia with her daughter, my heart is full. Sofia is a wonderful mother. She is patient and kind. She teaches little Maria with love. Carlos is a wonderful father. He comes home every evening. He plays with Maria. He helps Sofia. He is everything Daniel was not. Sofia broke the cycle. She created a complete family for her daughter. Little Maria will grow up with both parents. She will grow up with love and security. And I helped make that possible. By raising Sofia alone, by showing her strength and love, I helped her become the woman and mother she is today. My story is not unique. Many women raise children alone. Many women work hard every day to give their children a better life. To all the single mothers out there, I want to say this: you are strong. You are brave. You are enough. It will be hard. There will be days when you want to give up. There will be nights when you cry yourself to sleep. There will be moments when you feel alone and scared. But keep going. Love your children. Work hard. Be strong. You can do this. Your children will remember your sacrifice. They will remember your love. They will remember that you never gave up. One day they will thank you. One day they will understand everything you did for them. And that day will make everything worthwhile. Today I still work at the flower shop. I am still the manager. I like my job. I like working with flowers. They are beautiful and simple. Sofia visits me every Sunday. She brings Carlos and little Maria. We have lunch together. We talk and laugh. Little Maria plays in the living room. She is growing so fast. Sometimes I look at my family and I cannot believe how far we have come. From that terrible day when Daniel left to today. From struggling to pay rent to having enough. From being alone and scared to being surrounded by love. Life is good now. It is peaceful. I am happy. Every evening before I go to sleep, I think about my journey. I think about raising Sofia alone. I think about all the struggles and all the victories. And I smile. Because I did it. I raised my child alone. And she turned out perfectly. That is my story. That is my life. I am Maria and I raised my child alone. And I would do it all again. Now that you've seen the whole story, we would really appreciate it if you rate it from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your thoughts help us improve and make sure we bring you the kind of stories you truly enjoy.